It is. Suppose I want to schedule a calendar for the next year.
Yes. You can do that. Go to the next year here. Select your dates.
Okay. And adding recurring days, there is an option called adding recurring days. What is that, please? On top of it, adding
This
recurring
one,
days.
add recurring days, okay, by day of month or by day of week, okay. So if you want to add within a week every Monday, okay, instead of you don't want to select every Monday here, okay, go to by day of week. So which week you want to add, okay, first Monday, okay, and second Monday you want to add for all the months by default, okay, from
this is all the months, is it?
Yeah, for all the months if you want to add. Okay, because it's nothing but to making the selection simple. Selections process simple. Okay, it's going to make the selection process simple. Okay, so by day of week, so within a month, every first Monday and second Monday for every month will be selected from start date to the end date. Okay. I'm saving. See here, every month if you see, first Monday and second Monday is selected. Okay, so these two will be used to make the selection process simple.
Suppose I want to set it for only couple of months, not the entire year.
Yeah, you need to select only for that, till that date. Right, here by day of week, you have the end date. Select this end date and you can set. Okay, so this is how we will be creating the calendar. Now, come back to the creating the schedule. Select the report, right click, and then click on schedule. Select recurrence. From the recurrence, select the calendar. Now it will show the calendars which exist. If you see here, only one calendar is there. It's going to show you that only one, like as we created only one calendar, that calendar is being shown here. If you have multiple, the multiple things will be shown here. You can select the calendar which you want. Okay, so whatever the dates highlighted in green, only on those days this schedule will run. Okay, so today is 17th. Tomorrow we can see this schedule will also be executed on 18th. Okay, morning 9:26 a.m. I'll change the time to the 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. Okay, and then you can select the format. I'm selecting the format, and then the destination. I'll select the destination as the BI inbox. Okay, to my user itself, and then click on schedule. See here, this will also be in recurrence state. Okay, why? Because it starts executing only from tomorrow 9 a.m. What is the next runtime? 18th May at 9 a.m. it will run. Okay, recurrence type is what? Object runs based on the following calendar. Okay, so whatever the calendar, it is showing. So any questions in this calendar and how to select the calendar when scheduling?
What is the format? Web Intelligence we have selected, right? So
Yes.
That is the format it is going to deliver?
Yes. Yeah, the type is there, right? Web
Hello?
Intelligence. Yes. Yes, Raghu.
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
Hello? The format which we selected, what does it mean?
Output format, that is.
What does it mean? Format we have selected Web Intelligence. That means Web Intelligence reports will be delivered to destinations?
See, format means it is the output format. when you run a report, you can save the report either in the PDF format, CSV format, Excel format, or in the Web Intelligence format itself. When you select Web Intelligence, the report will be delivered in Web Intelligence format itself. Okay, that WID file will be delivered. If you are selecting PDF, it will be delivering in the form of a PDF file, the output. Okay, so Web Intelligence will not be used in real time. Okay, no one is going to use WID extension for sending the reports to some other users. Why? Because if that guy doesn't have the very rich client, he will not be able to open that report. Okay, that's a limitation or a restriction. So obviously we'll be selecting the PDF, Excel, or the CSV formats. Okay, so any further questions?
What are the different formats available?
PDF, Excel, and text. Okay, PDF, Excel, text and CSV, because CSV can also be called as the text format. So these three, apart from the Web Intelligence.
Destinations? How many destinations?
We have like 4 destinations available. Okay, so maybe if you go through the recording, right, you will get to know, which I explained a bit. Okay, if you see here, these are the 4 destinations which is available here: inbox, file system, FTP, and the email. Okay. Okay, so now if you see from this list, we try to understand about the scheduling states is done. Okay, we have seen how this which server is being used. Okay, and currently we are using the Launchpad or the InfoView for scheduling the reports. CMC will be taking a look at it later on, and we also seen the formats. Now let me explain about this file system. Okay, inbox we have seen. Let me try to explain the file system destination. How that exactly is going to work. File system means file system always refers to the drives. Either it can be mapped drives or local drives within the BO server. Okay, so whatever the machine I logged in now, okay, this is my BO server. When I go to my computer, here if you see, there is a C drive and D drive. Okay, I can send my schedule output to any of these drives. Drives in the sense to a particular location within the drive. Only to the BO server, not to the other servers. But other servers' drives, you can map them here. If they were mapped, you can send to those drives as well. If they were not mapped, you cannot send. Okay, so file system you can consider it as the local disks within the BO server. The local disks within the BO server. Let's see how this file system is going to work. Okay, so I'm going to create one test folder here. Okay, see here, this folder is empty. Right now. So before you are going to work with the file system, there is a concept, okay, called enabling the destinations. Enabling the destinations. By default, all the destinations will not be enabled. Only the inbox will be enabled. So how to enable the other destinations? Okay, let's take a look at that now. In order to enable the destinations, you need to go to the central management console. Within this, go to the servers area. Within this, go to the server list and go to the adaptive job server. Select the adaptive job server, right click. There is something called destination. See here, destination. all the available destinations will be shown in the drop down. Whatever the destinations were enabled will be shown in the list box below. Okay, this is the list box. Here it's going to show whatever the destinations been enabled. Okay, so it means only BI inbox is enabled, nothing else. So if I want to enable the other destinations, select the destination, click on add button. So the respective destination will be enabled. So when you are enabling the destination, what is the information you are going to provide? One is the directory. So to which directory within the BO server the report outputs or the schedule outputs to be sent. So within the B drive to the test folder, I want my schedule outputs to be sent. Okay. So when it's sending the file to that particular folder, what is the naming convention to be used? When you mention use automatically generated name, it will try to use a random number plus the schedule name. It's going to use. Or if you want to mention any specific name, use specified name. There are some placeholders. What is that? If you want to have title as part of the report name or owner as part of the report name, date time as part of the report name, you can add these placeholders so that the report name will be framed accordingly. Okay, and then add file extension. Username and password, it's not required to provide the username and the password because from BO application we are writing or we are sending a file to the BO server itself. So providing the username and password here in this file system is not required. Okay, so once you've done, because here only one thing which you need to provide is the directory, and then you need to choose how you want the file names to be named. Click on save and close. You have enabled your destination. Now come here and try to schedule the report. Right click, schedule. Okay, the instance title I'm giving it as FS file system. Recurrence I'm selecting this is now, immediately it should run. Format Excel I'm using, and then let's go to the destinations. Here I'm going to use file system. Okay, here if you see there is something called use default settings. When I select this one, what it's going to use, whatever the settings I defined in the adapt to job server, those settings will be used for this file system. Okay, so within the adapt to job server, what is the directory I used? D test. So let's see whether the schedule is been going to that folder or not. Okay, I'm clicking on schedule. It's running now. Success. Let's go to the D text. See, as I said, it's going to use the naming convention as the title and some random number. Right now, let me schedule this one again. Okay, because earlier we used default settings. Instead of default settings, let's use do not use the default settings, because when we use default settings, what will happen? It will use whatever the directory which is defined in the adapt to job server for file system, that particular directory will be used. Alright, now I'm going to, if you want to schedule to a different place, okay, for example, to the app folder. For example, to this folder. Okay, I can mention that directory path here. If I want to use some particular specific name, right, I can use just title. Click on schedule. Title, I put here just the title, the placeholder. Whatever the title we gave for this schedule, right? See here, input, controls and charts. For example, FS2 I am giving. So this name will be used as the output file name.
What is add file extension?
If you are selecting the format as PDF, if you are selecting the format as PDF, the extension for the PDF is PDF. It will add that. If it is a WID, the WID will be added to the file. So it's running. Success. See, it sent the report output to the D app folder. Right? Let's go to the test folder and see. Here, it didn't send. Okay, so this way the file system is going to work. Okay, so before using the file system, you need to ensure that the destination is enabled, configure it, and then you need to schedule the reports. Okay, so any questions on this file system? Okay, so next we will jump on to the event-based scheduling. Event-based scheduling.
There are other destinations also, right, Honor?
Right.
Can you show other destinations?
Yeah, I'll show that. Okay. I'll come to that. For all the things, I'll come to that. Okay. So next one is we'll be looking into the events now. So this event-based scheduling, this is also one of the advanced concepts as part of the scheduling. So what kind of events were available when you are going to use this event-based scheduling? Okay, so if you want to establish a dependency to the schedule, then we go for event-based scheduling. Event-based scheduling. Okay, that means I have two schedules, my schedule A and schedule B. If I want my schedule B should run only after schedule A, okay, I can set that dependency using the events. Okay, so my schedule will be executed only after schedule A runs. Okay, so such kind of dependency we can set. Okay, there are different types of events available. Okay, so one is file based event, and number two, schedule based event, and number three, custom event. File-based event means your schedule is going to wait for the creation of a file. If a file gets created, then the schedule is going to run. So what is the file name, in which path it should get created, all that we need to configure. Okay, that we will see. Okay, so that when you define this file-based event means you are going to attach the creation of a file event to a schedule. So your schedule will run only if the file gets created. If the file is not going to create, your schedule will be in pending state forever. Okay. The next one is the schedule-based event. As I had given the example, schedule A and schedule B. If you want to make the dependency between the schedules, then you need to go for schedule-based events. Okay. So making schedule B should run only after schedule A. If schedule A is not running, schedule B will not run. If schedule A runs, then schedule B will run. So if you want to establish such kind of dependency, you need to go for schedule-based events. And the third one is the custom event. Custom event doesn't have any significance. Okay, why? Because it's a manually we are going to trigger the events. Okay, whenever you want a schedule to run, you will go and click that button, then it will run. So custom events doesn't have any significance in the BO, but still it's been included. Okay, so let's see one by one. First, let's get into the file-based event. Okay, so these events will be created from the central management console. We are going to create these events from the central management console. So go to the home page. Within the home page, there is something called define. In the define, there is something called events. Within the events, go to the system events. Okay. So this system events contains your file-based event and schedule events in the system events folder. And in the custom events, you will be having custom events. Okay. Now let's first take a look at the file-based event. Okay. In order to create a file-based event, go to Manage, select New, and there is something called New Events. Under the type, you will be seeing File or Schedule. So let's work with the file. And next one is the event name. What is the event name? Okay, I'm just giving the name test file underscore event. You can put some optional description as well. Okay. So all the events within a BO server will be handled by the event server. Your event server will take care of the capturing the events and notifying the respective other servers. Okay, file name. So what is the file name needs to be created and in which particular location. For example, in this C drive test folder, (123.txt). So this event will wait for 123.txt file. Whenever this 123.txt file is created, then this event will be triggered. Once this event will be triggered, the schedules associated with this event will start executing. Okay, now we are creating this. Click OK. See here, the event has been created. Event name, event type is file event. We didn't enable the alerts. Okay, description and the date modified. Right. Now let's go to the launchpad. Let's try to schedule a report. Okay, I'm going to schedule this report now. Input control and variables. Let me run it once. Yeah. Okay. Now recurrence, I'm setting it as immediately. Then go to the destinations. I will use inbox as the destination without selecting any user. It means I'm the HANA user. It should come to me. That's it. Now we need to set the event.
Excuse me. If you don't select any users, how does that react?
It will go to the user who is scheduling that particular report. Okay. So here I'm logged in with the HANA. So it will come to me only, my inbox, if I don't select any user.
Okay.
Okay. So I came to the event. So how to set that event to the schedule? Okay. There were two sections here. First one is available events. Next one is available schedule events. So available schedule events, let's forget about that now. Okay. So for the file-based events, only the first piece is applicable. That is available events. That's it. So our file-based events will be available in system events, right? So this is the event we created. So available events means what are all the different events available within the system will be shown here. And next side, if you say events to wait for, so this schedule needs to wait for which events you are going to select here. I am moving this event to the right hand side under events to wait for. That means my schedule is going to wait for this event to occur. If this event is not going to occur, my schedule will never run. Let's see that. Click on schedule. Okay. Now the time is 9:52. Okay. If there is no event associated, it would have started running by now. Let's wait till 9:53. Still it will be in pending state. It will never run. Why? Because it's waiting for the file-based event to occur. Whatever the file-based event we attach to this schedule to occur, it's waiting for that. So how that's going to occur? Whenever the file gets created, which we mentioned in the file-based event. In the file-based event, we mentioned the file name as 123.txt in the test folder. If the file gets created here, 123.txt, then only this schedule will start running. See here, it's 9:53. Still it's not running. Okay, now I'm creating the file manually here. Okay, as this is the text file, it will be having the extension 123. Let's go to the launchpad here. See, now it starts running. Okay, this way we can make the dependency between the creation of the files and the schedule. So, what is the best example where this will be used in the runtime? Okay, so this is typically used to tie ETL completion to the report schedules. Okay, for example, your ETL daily it completes at morning 6 a.m. and your schedules is going to start at 7 a.m. every day. Assume. Okay, your ETL completes at 6 and your schedules is going to start at 7. There is no dependency being set between this process, ETL completion and the reports schedule start process. Okay, every day the schedule is being completed at 6 o'clock in the morning, and at 7 the report schedules are kicked off and they are running successfully. Okay, so one day the ETL didn't complete at 6 and failed. Okay, but the report schedules were kicked off at 7 and they were executed. Okay, in this case what will happen? Whatever the reports been executed, all those reports will be having incorrect or incomplete data. Why? Because ETL didn't finish. Okay, to set up a dependency. Okay, you can ask the ETL team, once the ETL completes, send us a completion notification by creating a file. We will use that file to tie it to the schedules, so that irrespective of that time the ETL completes, only then the report schedule is going to start. This is the one best example which will be used in the real time for file-based schedules.
Okay, Anand, I have a question.
Yes.
Every day they will send a file with date, the file with the date, or just a file?
Just a file name, generic file name. It should not be having any dates. Okay. Because
what happens if the next day another file creates?
Exactly. Okay. This is one more thing which we need to look into that now. Okay. So how this scenario will be handled? Okay. Let's see that now. Now what I am doing is, okay, so I'm scheduling the above report now with the same concept. Okay, recurrence is now, formats is Excel, destination I'm using it as inbox, and the event I'm going to use it as the same event I'm using. Okay, so it means this schedule also is going to wait for the creation of 123.txt in the test folder. Click on schedule. Right? If you see here, already the file exists, 123.txt. Okay. Here the schedule, this will be in pending state forever until the file gets recreated. Okay. If the file exists before the creation of the schedule will not run. The file should be created after the creation of the schedule only. So, Raghu, in your example, once all the schedules were run, okay, the reporting team should write some script or something to delete the file, so that the next day the ETL will create, right, the file should be deleted. The next day the ETL process will create a new file again. Okay, if the file exists, it will not consider as the creation, it will not, the event will not trigger. When it gets recreated, only then it's going to be triggered. Okay, if you see, this is still in pending. Now I'll delete this one and I'm going to recreate. See, it's not running. That means before the creation of the file, before the creation of the schedule, you need to ensure the file gets deleted so that after the creation of the schedule, your file will be created. Okay.
So in that case, in the real time, Anand, I have a question.
Yes.
In that case, in the real time, the reports have been already created. This is recurring reports, right? Once we create scheduled, that means every day we don't create the reports for scheduling.
Exactly.
It is already scheduled once and looking for the file.
Right.
So in that case, how does it happen? Like
recurring means no. Recurrence means if you see there is a recurring here, okay? Because this is going to run tomorrow. Tomorrow what will happen is it's going to create one more entry.
Okay.
One more entry you will be seeing here. Okay?
Okay.
So that means what? So this recurring entry will be creating one more entry. That entry will be executing. Okay, that daily entries will not be available the same day. Okay, on the particular day it will be available so that it will not have any impact to your schedule.
No, my question is, like you said, the file should be created before creation of the scheduled report.
No,
right?
no. The file should be created after the creation of the schedule.
Okay, after creation of the scheduled reports, but these reports have been already created once.
Right.
Scheduled reports once. Every day we don't create the schedule, right?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So in
okay?
that scenario, how does the system understand?
The recurrence will be, see, if you are creating a recurrence schedule for 1 month, okay, from till today is 17th, from today to 30th of May. Okay, when you create a recurrence, are you able to see here the other 13 instances here? 17, 18, 19 for that particular day? No. On that particular day, the respective instance will be created so that it will understand.
Okay.
Okay, see here, the recurrence, the next runtime is what? When it's going to run? 18th. Okay, so tomorrow, this recurrence entry will be as it is here. On top of that, one more new line will be created. That will be executed. So for that entry, it will look for the file. For that entry, you need to ensure the file is created after the creation of that instance. Okay, that instance when it will be created, the time also is mentioned in this. 18th
So the file
May
should be created
9.
after creation of the...
Right, after the creation of this entry, okay? The particular, tomorrow's entry will be created at this particular point of time, that is 18th May, 9 a.m. One more entry will be created. After the creation of that entry, your text file should come.
Okay. That
Okay.
means reports scheduled 7 o'clock in the sense when would be the entry will be created and when would be the text file should available.
See, for the 7 o'clock means the text file should be available after 7.
After 7. Okay.
Right, not before the 7. Okay.
That means it is going. That means reports are scheduled by 7:05, not by 7 o'clock.
No, you can schedule by 7 itself, but the report will not run until the file gets created, right? The report will be in pending state until the file gets created. You can have your report start time as 7, but it will not run. You can have your file gets created at 10 o'clock also. At 10, the report will start executing. Okay. Now, this is one important thing we need to handle. This is in a very special way. Why? Because you need to ensure once your report has been executed, ensure that file gets deleted. If you don't consider that scenario, tomorrow onwards, all your recurring schedules will not run, which were attached to these events. Right? Okay.